What's up everyone, InsaneFlux here. For this Skyrim mod video, I want to feature Convenient Horses version 4.6. Now this is a pretty big mod with a lot of features, but I hope to cover most of them in this video. Alright, so there's three main things added by the mod. The first one is just giving you more controls and abilities that your horse can do. You can interact better with your horse or while mounted or dismounted, and I'll go over that first. The second major thing is that you can give your horse armor, which is a purely cosmetic feature, but it does make your horse look really cool. And then you can also change its attributes like health, stamina, increase or decrease its speed. You can change its AI and more. And I'll show that after I do the main category. And then the third category is kind of related to followers. So here you can change different things and parameters relating to how your follower will use their horses. Alright, so first let's go over the main features of the mod. Alright, so there's two different control modes. There's the multi-tap mode, which means that you'll press the activate key a certain number of times within a short time frame, so 300 milliseconds for me, to perform an action. So if I was dismounted and then double tapped A with my Xbox controller, if I was dismounted and double tapped A looking at my horse, I would open my horse's inventory. Or you can make it the bound key mode where you can assign different keys to perform different actions. So this is probably what keyboard users would use, but I play with an Xbox controller, so I have to use the multi-tap mode. But I mean, if you're a keyboard user and don't want to assign more keybinds, you can use the multi-tap mode, fine. Alright, then these other things are just kind of other miscellaneous related things for certain conditions, like if you change your horse's AI package, which I'll feature next, you'll have to do this update. The configuration power is the old school way of configuring the mod, so if you're used to that, that might be good for you. Right now I have it hidden. Gameplay script latency test. This is used to measure how fast your scripts will run with your current save game, or whatever mods you have going on. So this is useful if you have a bunch of script mods. Right now I'm running like only 2 script mods, so like I think that's iHUD, if SkyUI counts. So iHUD, SkyUI, and Wet and Cold. Alright, and then of course this mod. Horse inventory recovery. This is used for like if your horse got lost or something and you want to get your items back from the horse, you would then put the recover on it and then close the inventory and you'll get your items back from the horse. And I'll show how to give items to the horse here in a second. And then these miscellaneous options are for turning on the toggle and whistle animations, which I'll show a little bit later. At least I'll show the follow toggle one. It's just a really short, like 2 to 3 second animation, so if that annoys you, you can turn it off. And then a mounted combat auto correction, or camera auto correction, I should say. This is for if your camera gets bugged, you'll go ahead and queue that up, and then I'll fix it. Alright, so multi-tap settings, it's pretty self-explanatory. If you're using the multi-tap mode, you would customize this how you want it. And then for bound key settings, definitely changes to your liking right here. Alright, so I'll show off a bit of the features now for the new keybinds or actions added. Go ahead and mount the horse. You'll see Lydia summon her horse. So if I'm mounted and I'm close to someone that I can activate, or like a body, or say some ingredients, I could double tap A or press the keybind and I could perform an action. So I would loot it or talk to the NPC, stuff like that. Let's go find something to loot real quick. I suppose just talking to this farm would be adequate. So here I'm just going to double tap A again, the multi-tap setting, and I'll talk to him again. So if there's something like on the ground, like a plant or something that you could pick for ingredients or harvest or whatever, you would harvest it. Alright, and there's a fast dismount, but I only have that active for combat. Let me get off my horse here. There we go. So now I'm going to open my horse's inventory. You can put as many things as you want in a horse's inventory. It's just like any other container. There's no weight limit to it. So it's up to you to keep it balanced. For me, I keep it just below 300-ish. Sometimes I get a little greedy and put more stuff in there, but that's just me. Alright. And there is, I think, one other feature, the fast dismount. I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. Right now I have it on combat, so I want to disable that and have that as always. And then I'll show the follow toggle. So the follow toggle is when you, if you have the multi-tap mode, press the activate button 3 times. And here's a short little animation. So this means that your horse will now follow you. And you can change how close the distance is to follow you. Right now I have it at pretty long, so I have to run away like about 25 feet or so until it follows me. And then if you activate it again or press the keybind or multi-tap mode that you have it with, you can tell it to stop following you. And you'll get a notification in the upper left-hand corner saying what the horse is doing. Alright, and then let's show the fast dismount. There we go. So you kind of just jump off the back of the horse. That's really useful for combat, and again, you can configure that to either have it as always or combat only. Right now I have it in combat only since that's pretty lore fitting. I don't think you're going to be hopping off your horse like that all the time if you just come to a stop outside of a Whiterun like that. Alright, now let's go ahead and show off a bit of the other menu. So we see how Lydia's horse had armor. This is the Nordic armor on her horse, by the way. You can change that. Go back to my horse, actually. You can change how your horse looks by going into the menu of horses. You could choose the horse armor. So let's go ahead and just put all of them on there. Here's leather, Nordic, Dwemer, ebony, Daedric, and dragonbone. Now note that these horse armors don't give the horse actually more armor, it's purely for cosmetic reasons. You can also change the horse's attributes, so you can give it more health, more stamina, increase its speed, and you can also change the horse protection mode, meaning that you can make it essential, you can make it immune to all damage with invulnerable, then you can also select to have it as no protection, which means that the horse could die. For mounted combat, you have a couple options here. You can automatically loot stuff whenever you kill stuff when you're mounted, which is a pretty cool feature. There's a horse charge ability where if you sprint at someone when you're mounted, you have a chance to knock them down and deal damage. So you can turn that feature on or off here, and you can customize the time. And you can also change your horse's AI. You can make it either cowardly or foolhardy. Foolhardy means that the horse will fight back and kind of be like more like an actual follower. Cowardly means that it'll pretty much just run from any combat or threats. You can also do the horse follow here in the menu if you don't want to do it in-game. And you can change to follow mode from either smart or always. Always means that the horse will always follow you, whether you're sneaking or in like some really hard to get zone, it'll try to follow you. Smart means that it won't follow you when you're sneaking or when you're in certain positions where it won't easily get to you. Follow distance, you can customize it from medium to long to short. Alright, now these next two things are related to the horse call ability. So to get that ability, go to Stable Master and buy the horse collar horn from him. Then once you buy it and have your inventory, you'll have access to the horse call power. So using this will make you so that you'll instantly call and mount your horse. So let's go ahead and show that off. So since my horse is over there, I'll go ahead and use the ability. I'll go ahead and mount him up. Alright. So those two options, you see how the horse kind of faded in, kind of like a conjuration. You can make it so that the screen will fade to black instead, that way you don't see the phasing in of the horse if you don't like that. And then the horse call delta formation is used for when you have more followers. They'll get into a nice little delta formation, which is pretty cool. Alright, so then in the followers menu, you have a bunch of different options related to how your follower will use their horse. So by default, I believe the mod comes with the followers horses option turned off, so you do need to turn that on. And then you can customize the settings here. Right now I have it so that my follower prefers riding on his or her horse, so Lydia in this case. She prefers riding on her horse even if I'm not on my horse, so if I'm dismounted and just walking around doing stuff, she'll stay on her horse. I have it so auto retaliate is turned off. Auto retaliate is when if we get into combat but we're mounted and our weapons are sheathed, she'll not go into combat, she'll just keep following me. But if you turn that on, that means that she'll just start fighting back immediately. And then combat escape is when we're doing mounted combat or whatever, or I get on my horse with my weapons sheathed and start riding off, she'll follow me, she won't go into combat again, or stay in combat or whatever. She'll leave combat, she'll come with me and escape. Horse calling, this is for when the follower will either dismiss their horse when the horse is not being ridden, I guess. So let's say she dismounted and was doing stuff, her horse would stay in game since I'm not having the horse recall option on. But if you turn that option on, this means that she'll automatically dismiss her horse. But if she also gets a certain distance away, she'll use the horse call ability for herself, or the horse will disappear from the game. Alright, and then for mounted combat, you could turn this on or off for followers. This allows the followers, not you, but allows the followers to have mounted combat, which is really cool. And the weapons are provided to them, so they don't actually need to have any weapons. And then you could change the damage that they deal here. And then of course you can change the follower's skin. Right now I have it so that the global skin is Palomino, since I only have one follower, and the horse armor is Nordic. And then the last feature for followers is dynamic speed. This means that like the farther you are away from your follower, the faster they'll come back to you. So it kind of scales to how much distance they need to go to come back to you. So the farther away you are, she'll run really fast, and once she gets closer to you, she'll slow down. So now let's go ahead and show off mounted combat, which is a really great feature of this mod. Alright, so here's an example of followers having mounted combat. See how I draw my weapon? She'll draw her weapon, and she'll engage in combat. But if I sheathed my greatsword and ran away, she would also run away. Now a bandit just died, so I automatically loot it. I'll go ahead and close that out. I don't really need items. Alrighty, and the other thing I want to show off is the mounted charge. So draw your weapon, and then charge at a enemy or whatever. You see how I collided with her, and I did kill her since she had pretty low health. Anyways, that's it for this Skyrim mod video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to endorse the mod if you like it, and subscribe to my channel to see more Skyrim mod videos like this one. See ya.